Today I'm at Soapstone Prairie, one of my favorite natural areas in Fort Collins, and I'm just feeling all of the energy that is here today in the beautiful grasslands, and I just need to recenter and reconnect and get some perspective. You know, we're not in this alone, that the animals and plants are doing this life with us. And so I think for me, especially as a person of Indigenous descent here in Colorado, I know that I'm not doing this alone. I'm very connected to the land that we're all a part of. So I would say the biggest gift that we get from being outdoors is just that reconnection when we're having a tough day. I think there's a lot of people that are realizing how access to the outdoors is not equal for everybody. Not everybody has the chance to come get the benefits from being outside. And so I think a lot about how could we make natural areas more accessible to youth of color, to low-income youth. Making sure that every single kid has the opportunity to visit natural areas would be a great goal to have. We forget that important justice element of what natural areas can really do for people, going back to them being therapeutic. For us to reconnect with our own lands as Indigenous people or people of Indigenous descent is probably the most healing thing we can do for ourselves. I believe the land doesn't forget us, even across all of the hundreds of years of ways in which Indigenous people were disconnected, forced out of these areas. And so there are many, many groups that were using this land and still use this land. So really just making an intention to seek the voices that haven't been represented, making sure that we get the full story of the land, because we just have such a partial understanding of everything that happened here. So I know that we're looking back at the last 30 years of the Fort Collins natural areas, and what I really see for the future is a greater inclusion of the voices of our Northern Colorado community, and to really just make sure that when we're communicating about the land, that we're not just speaking from one lens. A statement, I think, for a place like the city of Fort Collins to provide so much intention around conserving the natural areas that surround our city. I think what that teaches other cities and it tells the people who live in Fort Collins is that they're looking out for our best interests. They're looking out for the value that land has. And I think the truth is that these lands have always been working lands. They've always had human involvement, and there's a long history here. So I think part of conserving land is also about conserving stories and ideas and all of the different knowledges that have existed on this land as well.